Hi, welcome to my first video of F1 2025. Good start. You may notice a few differences from my last video. For example, I've got a new webcam. I also got this keyboard for Christmas. It's pretty cool. It lights up, as you can see. It's also got this volume knob in the top right hand corner. So if I press this, let me just unmute that because it won't be a very good video if I continue that way. I got the Silverstone thing in the background. That was for Christmas. That's just something I found in my drawers, so I thought I'd put it in that corner to really, emphasize the new webcam. I think that's basically it. New keyboard, new webcam. There's nothing really of note more that I need to mention. Well, I've just broken my old mic, but luckily I've got a new one. I no longer need to hold a mic for videos. Hopefully I've got all the audio sorted. This could sound terrible. We'll see in the edit. But anyway, it's been a while since I've done any F1 2015 thing. I'm actually struggling to remember what happened last time. Now on lap 35, we're going to come in and make, I don't even know, stop 5? Oh yeah. So as it stands, we're going into the 7th round of the 2014 season. We have 1 point to our name in the Sauber. On to Canada we go. Let's hope the new year brings us a lot more success. So we went out for some much needed practice in Canada. The final corner was going to be an important one because the AI, if I remember correctly, they weren't great for the final corner. We go P5 for our fastest lap in practice, so it looks like over the course of the new year we haven't lost any speed. This was further shown at the end of our final lap in practice. I did my usual just 3 laps because I felt pretty confident, surprisingly. Up to the line we go, we currently sit at P10, we go up to P4, so we definitely have pace at this track somehow, given how it's mainly straights, but I'm not going to complain. We've had a strong practice, so let's see if we can continue it into qualifying.
Good afternoon, and we hope you're ready for an exciting qualifying session as the teams make their final preparations here in Canada. The Canadian Grand Prix has been dominated over the years by Ferrari, McLaren and Williams. They have over 30 wins between them, so I expect a good showing from all of those teams here again today.
That's true, but Mercedes have such a strong package this year.
So we decided to go straight out in qualifying because I looked at the weather radar and it was planning to rain at the end of the session, so I think this is my first run in Q1. We have a very messy final chicane, but we get through it easy enough. Up to the line we go, up into P4. Hopefully if the rain comes quickly, that should be enough to see us through to Q2. Inevitably I dropped down the order to P11, but I stayed in the garage, kept an eye on the tyres and the tyre delta. I'm pretty sure it was raining at this point. There will be no track improvements. We get through to Q2, he says as he goes down to P12, but you can see it is raining. I hope that'll be enough to see us through to Q2. It's going to be some bullshit if everyone else improves. Thankfully they don't and we get through to Q2, but honestly I kind of wish I hadn't because it was full wet conditions and I was absolutely dying in these conditions. We go to P4, but that is last of the people that have set lap times, and the Williams is trying to overtake me into turn 1, immediately ruining my second lap. Yeah, unlike in Spain, I just wasn't gelling with the wet weather on this occasion, probably because I was out of practice a bit, and yeah, on my second lap. We go into the wall. Q2 was pretty dire. I did have a look at hopefully going on intermediate tyres because I felt like I had a bit of a chance. The delta was coming down, but not fast enough. We're going to qualify P15. You know what? Can we just move on from qualifying now, please? I mean, it sounds like I'm annoyed at P15 in qualifying, but it's all right for a Sauber. It's where it should be. I'm beating Sutil. He's qualified like last basically every single fucking race, and he's still ahead of me in the standings.
It's nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon and it's time to go racing here in Montreal. The Grand Prix de Canada was a firm favourite of Michael Schumacher, who won here a record 7 times. Many of our drivers today would be really happy just to win it once.
The scripts in these commentary sections are diabolical. I'm talking about the game, not the video. Shut up. So for the Canadian Grand Prix, we have the rare occasion of the strategy actually being a 2-stop. I don't know if that's realistic, but I'll be honest, I can't remember what strategy I go with. I guess we'll see how it plays out. To the grid we go. 5 lights. Lights out and away we go. Of course. It's an awful start. I don't think I'll ever get a good start on this game. Heading down towards turn number 1. We're down in P16. Back on the P15 at the inside of Jules Bianchi. We're going to try and go around the outside of the 2 Toro Rossos at turn 2. It's not worked at all, but it was worth a go. We do make contact with Vern. Luckily, don't get a warning for it. And at the end of Sector 1, we're going to be staying P15, which honestly, given my track record, pretty standard. We're going to look to try and send over the inside of Vern into turn number 6, which we are able to do. We're going to try and scare Kvyat offline, but I don't really know what happened. Vern just kind of drove back past me, which was quite demoralising. Back down P15 we go. Already, it's only race 7 and I'm sick of seeing these Toro Rossos in front of me. I absolutely hate them. So we're going to try and change that. Into the hairpin, we're going to try and dive them again, and hopefully we can make it stick on at least one of them. Up the inside of Vern we go. I swear to God, if he just breezes past me down the straight, I'm going to scream. Out the exit of the hairpin, up into P14 we go. Vern is right behind me. He's looking quite threatening. Please, Sauber. Please, Ferrari engine. Just give me something. We make it to the chicane. We are ahead of Vern. We have a... well, it looked like a terrible line. I'm pretty sure that was a very illegal final chicane. But we're going to be challenging Kvyat as we cross the line and start lap number 2. Up into P13, into turn 1. Next up, we've got a train of Mercedes-powered cars. That's going to be great. Jump into lap number 3, to the shock of no one. I'm still behind Magnussen and the Force India of Perez and Button and Hulkenberg. It's literally a train of Mercedes-powered cars. Now they've got DRS on each other. They've got slipstream. I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing. I mean, I'm all right at the final corner. I catch on to them because they're battling. We're going to be side by side of Magnussen as we come up to lap number 4. But yeah, you can see I can't really do anything. We're going to go up the inside of Magnussen in turn number 1. Then we're going to lose the car and immediately lose all progress. I can do it in the corners, but down the straight, I'm just fucked. The only reason I'm staying with them is because the Force Indias are trying to kill each other. Button's got away. Magnussen is being brake checked. We're almost being brake checked. We're trying to get past him. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because the second we get to the straight, we're losing this position. Side by side of Magnussen still. Force India's still side by side and still somehow pulling away. But you can see on the straights, there's just nothing I can do. We're trying desperately. Around the outside of Magnussen we go. It's a stupid place to overtake him because the straight is coming up. And I think I pause it here just to think, what the hell are you doing, you fucking idiot?
We're expecting light rain in about 10 minutes.
Okay, so we've got light rain coming. That will hopefully help us down the straight. I'm not sure it's going to help us on this occasion though, because Magnussen is just going to drive around me. There's nothing I can do. We're going to hit him at the final chicane. We're going to try and get back at him. It's pointless because he's got DRS. This is fun, isn't it? So with the rain coming, I don't really know when, but I'm hoping I'll be able to play it to my advantage. We're going to set it at the inside of Magnussen again. He's, for some reason, had a very poor line through turn 6. We're going to take advantage of that. We'll see how long we can stay ahead of him. But focusing on the weather, it doesn't look like the rain's coming anytime soon. Hopefully I can take advantage on strategy and actually make up some positions, because on pure pace, it's just not going to happen. I don't have the pace in the car. Mainly, well, I don't have the straight line speed in the car, let's say that. I decided to prolong my first stint, and as you can see, it's much darker now. Lap number 10 we're on. We're still somehow just behind the Force Indias, mainly because they're still trying to kill each other. I wasn't obviously challenging them, but I was just sort of sitting behind, watching them, wishing I could be a part of it, but I wasn't. Mainly I was just focusing on keeping these tyres as fresh as I could, waiting for the rain to come, and we're hopefully going to be going straight onto the intermediate tyres. I don't know if they can make it to the end, but we'll see when we get there. The important thing is we were trying to stretch these tyres out, because if it paid off, if the AI pit we could be on for some points. We're going to go be inside of Perez because I think his tyres were equally as dead as mine. You can see I'm drifting through turn number whatever it is. But at this stage I'm pretty sure everyone was just waiting for the rain to come, and you can see at the end of lap number 11 the rain has come. Not wet enough to pit yet, so for a couple more laps at least we will be battling Perez through a very messy battle as we both try and hang on to these tyres. But luckily some AI are pitting. We're going to go up to P11. There's someone coming through the pit exit now. Somehow we've beaten them out, and we've also got past Perez again. It's probably not going to last. Hopefully this rain can come quickly because these tyres are absolutely shot. You can see our tyres don't actually look that bad, but you know, joined with the wet track, it was getting quite difficult. I was asking my engineer what's happening with the weather. He said it was going to stay like this and then heavy rain was coming. I hopefully, you know, it could hurry up because I was really starting to struggle now. We were in the points currently. We were actually somehow outpacing the Mercedes powered cars because their tyres were dead. Do we come into the pit at the end of this lap? No we don't. We're going to stay up for, I'm hoping, one more lap. Yep, one more lap. So we eventually make it back to the pit, but a positive, it's not over because the AI have pit onto dry tyres. They will have to pit again for intermediates, so we should hopefully somewhat be in the same position we were, and we just got to pray that the intermediate tyres work for me. We come out on P15, and thankfully the following lap a couple cars do come into the pit. We're going to come out, I think, in a net P12, so we're basically exactly where we were. We're behind Hulkenberg, we're ahead of Magnussen, I think we're ahead of Perez as well. We've not lost that much time, although we should be in the points currently had we not been a bottle job. By lap 16 I'm pretty sure the heavy rain had arrived, but I was being stubborn. I wanted to get points and my only hope of this was to stay out on the intermediate tyres. I'm pretty sure Jeff had told me the heavy rain was only going to last a little while, so I thought I'm going to just stay out. I'm going to make up positions thanks to people pitting onto wet tyres, and hopefully I can pull off a masterclass, hold on to the intermediate tyres in heavy rain conditions, hold off everyone behind me, and I can be an absolute champion. Let's see if it works out for me. By lap number 19 we were P9, we're ahead of Vern, who I think we were increasing the gap just. I decided to go into Race Director to check, and yep, I am very much on the wrong tyre. But I've committed now. To be honest, I kind of wish I hadn't looked at the Race Director, because the second I did I suddenly felt all the grip that I originally had felt on my intermediate tyres just completely go, and from this point, yeah, it was rough. The cars who we were faster than, i.e. the Toro Rosso, yeah, we weren't faster anymore by quite some distance. Button obviously gets past us. I mean, the straight is coming, and the straight is going to be a fucking bloodbath given the traction I'm going to get out of this hairpin. And yeah, at the end of that straight we come into the pit. In the moment I thought I'm going to be, this is going to be an incredible race for me, and the more I gambled on strategy, the worse it got. I mean, somehow we're going to get out in P13, which, given the race we've had, it could be a lot worse. Much like in qualifying, the wet tyres simply didn't work for me. I couldn't get my braking right, I couldn't get the traction right, and we were just getting swamped by everyone behind us. Somehow Kobayashi is in 15th place. I swear to God, if I lose to him again, I'm going to hurt someone. But yeah, I mean, we had a battle of Hulkenberg, but I couldn't get traction at basically any corner. And obviously I didn't have the straight line speed to counteract that, so instead I decided I'm just going to hit Hulkenberg out of the way, get back in. Oh god. Oh, I genuinely forgot how badly this race went for me. And we've taken Hulkenberg out. I mean, to cap off a shocking race, we take out the best driver on the grid. About 20 minutes overdue, the heavy rain finally started to go away in the final couple laps, which caused Kvyat ahead of me to go into the pit for a set of the intermediate tyres. Once again, I was stubborn, decided to stay out. It was only 2 laps to go. I mean, it was a P12 anyway. I thought I'm just going to gamble it. Why not? The last lap is why I shouldn't have done this, because Kvyat caught me incredibly quickly, and of course it's going to be a battle on the final lap between myself and a Toro Rosso, someone who's already taken me out this season. And once again, I was just struggling on the tyres because I was in the wrong conditions. Somehow Kimi Raikkonen has won the race. Don't know how he managed that, but more importantly, Kvyat has taken me out again. We're going to finish off a very depressing Canadian Grand Prix by barely getting it round the final chicane, hitting the wall of champions, almost being unlapped by Chilton. We're going to finish P13, which honestly is a lot better than I deserved. The fact that this should be technically a good result, that's depressing. That's really depressing. How the fuck did Raikkonen win? Well, I'll show you how Raikkonen won this race. Do you remember when I took out Nico Hülkenberg? Well, because of that, he ended up getting lapped by the race leader, which is Lewis Hamilton at the time, and he took him out. Also, just as a side note, when I was having a look at replays, I found another glitch that I haven't seen before. Again, with Hülkenberg, he had intermediate tyres on, as well as softs, and I'll be honest, I don't really know how to explain what I'm looking at, so I'm just gonna show it. I don't really want to, but I suppose I should look at the standings. Both Hamilton and Rosberg on 101 points each, thanks to Hülkenberg's interference. Vettel on 3rd on 94, Raikkonen moves up to 4th on 71, Valtteri Bottas 61, Ricciardo 60, Massa 48, Fernando Alonso 42, and you don't need me to tell you, I'm still 17th on 1 point. I'm hoping I can turn this around soon. I've got about as much faith in my ability currently as any number 2 Red Bull driver. But anyway, I'll see you in my next video for inevitably more disappointment.